Hey everyone, Sensei Victoria Whitfield here, your journey partner and business founder of strategicmeditation.com, where I help you as an impact-driven entrepreneur and CEO get and stay grounded and clear in mind, body, and business. And this is your March 26th, 2023, 7-day business energy flow forecast, making sure that you are aligned with the energy waves coming through this week so that you're able to harness your productivity, increase your profits, make massive impact, and serve the people that you are called to. Increase your income by helping people. You know, when more good people make good money, more good happens in the world. And when you feel better, you do better. And that's the importance of these week-to-week energy forecasts, is that you know how to care for your energy so that you stay in a state of perpetual productivity. And I just want to thank you, by the way, taking a moment to celebrate. Thank you for being a subscriber on my email list. And if you enjoy these forecasts, if you are receiving value, do let me know. I'm here to support and to serve the community. But if there are topics and things that you would like to hear about, go ahead and hit reply on this email or comment below if you're watching on YouTube. What do you want to hear more about? What comes up for you around your energy in your business? Are you an entrepreneur or not so much? Are you looking to start a business, or like myself and many members of the tribe, have you been in business for over 10 years and are looking for that longevity and being able to keep your vibration high, to keep your productivity flowing even after all this time? So would love to hear more back from you and see how can I best support our community. But with that, this is the week of March 26th of 2023. It's spring. Spring has sprung. The spring equinox was last week. The new moon was last week. We are now officially, especially in the northern hemisphere, we are in the ramp up, the return of the life. We're going to be seeing more and more flowers coming up here in New Jersey. The crocuses are the first to pop up above ground and say, hello, spring, right? Easter will be coming up soon for those who celebrate, Ostera for the rest of us, right? Celebrating fertility and springing to life, rebirth, the rebirth of the sun and of nature, of all of the animals and the plants around us. We are welcoming that in. Welcome spring, right? And with that, as we are ramping also up towards, we're about the halfway point between the new moon and the full moon in our lunar and Freudian cycle. That means that there is a steady, slow build coming up to ride that manifestational wave. So this is also still a very great time, even if you weren't able to reset your vision, your goals, what you're manifesting next for the new moon last week. There's still that energy wave riding up for a whole nother week, right? At least a whole nother week riding up towards the full moon coming up soon. So what do you want? Remember to make time to articulate that. If you have not yet, write it up on a goal card so that you're able to read it aloud and speak life, speak energy into your desires first thing in the morning or right before bed or both. Keep it nearby your laptop, your desktop, wherever you are working during the day, to keep your energy focused so that you know this is where I want to head. This is my goal. This is what I'm calling in. Or when someone comes up and asks you, what do you want? You are ready with exactly what you are calling in. It's the power of affirmations. Yes, yes. I pulled a tarot card for us this week in particular. Before we get to the card of the week, my spirit guides are really telling me to double down on the importance of affirming and articulating what you want, because still we're now entering into the energy of Aries. So it's all about taking a stand and staking your claim and saying, this is who I am. This is my creative point of view. This is what I want, right? And really standing your ground, standing up for yourself, marching to the beat of your own drum, Aries, making sure that you are stubbornly focused and powerfully clear on exactly what's important to you. Priorities are the most important now. And with the card that I pulled this week, apparently you are being tested on how well you are able to discern what's most important, what matters most to you. Are you able to really, at a moment's notice, be clear of where your priorities stand? Or is there so much going on that you don't know what's the most important to you? Right? So not knowing what your real priorities are. For those of you who have downloaded my opt-in, if you have not yet, text COMPASS to 66866 to take that assessment. But that is especially a spirit level block of not knowing what your priorities are. And that, as you have that spirit level block, as you are deficient in the spirit quadrant of your productivity wheel, and again, if you text COMPASS to 66866, you would be able to know what I'm talking about here. And it's a free download. Go ahead, and it just asks for your email and it'll drop it to you. So if you have deficient energy in your spirit, in the spirit quadrant of your business, what's going to happen is you will unfortunately be headed in the wrong direction simply because you can't tell what your priorities are. Now, be kind to yourself. According to the card, and I'll pull it out now, we are very susceptible to that this week. For the week of March 26th, we have the 10 of Fire coming as a challenger. Dun, dun, dun. So I want you to take a good look at this guy. This is a wonderful dragon flying through the air, carrying like a pot of wands. And he's trying to go in one direction and the other direction at the same time while carrying a pot of wands that also has a pot of gold in it. That, like, he's the epitome of multitasking. And 10, right? 10 means it is a big one, meaning I've got to do it. I'm the most important. If it is to be, it's up to me. I trust myself. I don't really trust others, right? It's individual is the one, right? Yourself, your point of view, your strength, relying on yourself. And then 0 is an amplifier. So it's like, if you want it done right, you got to do it yourself. It's coming as a challenger. That toxic can-do attitude may come to shoot you in the foot this week. Be careful, because fire, the 10 of Fire, it says, fire has to do with action and activity and movement. So for those of you who are following the traditional tarot, this is the 10 of Wands. This means we have got a lot going on. In fact, we are multitasking. There is so much in mid-flight happening right now, and even more maybe put on your plate as you are going this week, that you're risking doing everything by yourself and blowing it all up because you're not going to ask for help. It's coming as a challenger. The 10 of Fire is saying, it's not if you want it done right, you have to do it yourself. It's if you want it done right, you don't have to do it yourself. It's the challenge to ask for help in the week of March 2023. If you want to align to the flow and stay in that perpetual productivity wave, right? Just catching wave after wave like the energy surfers that we are. if you want to be able to stay in that flow, you have got to ask for help this week. Resist the urge to do it all yourself or to not trust others, to give up or get impatient with communicating exactly what the priorities are. And this is something I could tell you for myself, as someone who's been in business for 13 years and I've worked with a team for at least 10 out of those years in many different functions. Let me tell you, patience with communicating your priorities, your vision, your requirements, your timelines, communicating how you communicate and how you need to be communicated with and how often. That is a skill. Yes, I am right there with you. This, yes, is a challenge. And this week in particular, the week of March 26, 2023, you've got to be on the lookout for that in your career and in your work day, is not taking everything onto your plate because you don't trust, right? Like 10, you don't trust other people to help. You have this toxic can-do attitude, toxic mindset that says, you know what? Other people can't be trusted. And I can't even trust them to do what they need to do over there. So let me do my stuff and theirs. And that's where the priorities issue comes in with what my spirit guides were saying. That if you keep just acquiring more and more and more onto your plate, you're gonna burn out. My dear friend Andrew Mellon, who happens to be the most organized man in America, he says there is no such thing as multitasking. It's BS. So if you think that you're multitasking, you're lying. He calls it one of your 200 lies. Love you, Andrew. Check him out at andrewmellon.com. His last name is spelled Mellen. So it's important for you to stop lying to yourself that I can't. I'm going to tell the truth. I can't do it all right now. And you know what? I am concerned about whether or not you can do that. So let's talk about it. Can we have a clearing conversation where we just get onto the same page? Yes, lean in to what you are seeing in the people around you. If you're sensing incompetence or you're feeling like they are not prioritizing the same things that you are or the same standard of quality that you would, that doesn't mean that you need to go in and do it. That actually means, this is March 26th of 2023, that means you need to communicate what that standard is. Because what if that pot of gold that you're trying to carry and fly at the same time with all those wands, if you see them, they're like stuck in there, you see how it's dripping onto his head? What if stuff starts falling off of your plate and falling through the cracks because you think that you've got to go get in there and do it yourself instead of communicate what the standards are, communicate what your values are, communicate what your priorities are? What if it's time for you to communicate no when someone asks you, hey, can you do this for me? Or, hey, we need this done. Or, oh, I don't know how to, can you go do it? What if you're learning to say no this week? And yes, that's a challenge. That's a skill. And more so than focusing on the challenging nature of it, my spirit guides are saying, see the challenge instead as an invitation, right? You're invited. You are invited, right? Imagine this is a party and the invitation's coming in the mail to you. You're invited to say no. You're invited to having boundaries. You're invited to communicating, right? Party with that this week, March 26th of 2023. And that is what is going to help you catch that wave of perpetual productivity, right? And really ride and align with the abundance flow that's coming to and through your life and business always and in always. Now, you know what's coming. If you have not yet booked your call with me, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? An easier way, faster opt-in that we have now is, again, text compass, the word compass, to 66866. And that will also send you the link to book a call with me, which is talkwithvictoria.com. So go ahead, text compass to 66866, and not only do the exercise, right, to assess where's your energy flow, what could be blocking your business abundance and productivity performance, but also hop on my calendar so we can talk about how to communicate better, right? If you struggle with that, it's time for us to hop on the phone. By the way, do you know someone who needs to learn to say no? Do you know someone who is an amazing, deeply spiritual, energetically conscious individual who just seems to keep adding more to their plate and doesn't know what to do? Go ahead and send them my way. Make sure you hit forward on this email or share this video with them so that they know who can help, right? And what to watch out for this week of March 26, 2023. With that, that's it for this week's business energy forecast. Make sure that you, again, text compass to 66866 so that we can stay in touch and really deepen our flow together if you need more individual support. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. And remember, you do not have to lose your glow as you grow in life and business. See you next time. Bye for now.